welcome out to the Nerd Effect News Show, week ending June 29th, 2014. I am one of your anchors, Dustin Vancouver, joined by my buddies,
Malcolm Morgan,
Mason Ireland,
Nikki Prindle.
Yay! And welcome to Independence Week. America.
Independence Week.
Welcome to Blow Shit Up Week.
Welcome to celebrate the birth of your country by blowing up a small part of it week.
And terrifying my dog.
All dogs.
Yeah.
I know, they just did a big NBC article. KTVB, Channel 7, our local news. Did a big news thingy on it. Probably like they do every year. I think KTVB needs more original content for their news. Instead of just pointing out the obvious every year.
Your dog is going to get scared on 4th of July when the fireworks are going
on.
Yeah.
Then the next day, by the way, if there's dry grass in your area, don't light off fireworks there. Nerp.
If your dog goes missing on the 4th of July, check out the Humane Society. Thanks, news. Sorry, they do that every year.
So
that warning is good to put up every year.
Yeah,
really.
But if your dog goes missing, that's just what you do.
True. But
if you're not doing that, you didn't want your dog.
We've only got one Humane Society in town. So.
Yeah, there's only so many places they could be.
And to segue that, we're going to bring you some really cool news versus the same old bullshit.
Yes.
But nonetheless, happy Independence Day, and blow something up in the name of your country.
Yeah, hopefully not your hand.
Yes.
Oh, yes, please don't.
Blow up your hand.
Yeah. All right. Rochambeau it.
All right.
Here we go.
Okay.
Oh. Choose it, Mike.
I will have the honor of going first.
All right.
Bah-ha-ha-ha-ha. Yeah, that was kind of...
I don't know why you had to be evil about it.
I know, I'm kind of scared of what his news is.
I don't have evil news. My news is actually very non-evil.
No, that's
It's
good.
very anti-evil friendly.
Anti-evil friendly? So wait. Okay, got it. I was trying to make sure there wasn't like a double negative there or something that I was missing.
All right, so article I chose this week was power plant battery uses tanks of water. So, scientists have created a water-based organic battery that is long-lasting, built from cheap, eco-friendly components.
Like
Basically,
water.
Yeah, these tanks of water for it. But it's basically they use no metals or toxic materials, and it's designed to be used in power plants to basically make the energy grid more resilient. And it's designed for like high scale usage. So stats they had for the battery, the battery lasts for about 5,000 recharge cycles, giving them an estimated 15-year lifespan, compared to like a lithium-ion battery degrades after around 1,000 cycles and costs 10 times more to manufacture. One of the big advantages with a battery like this, what they're looking to use it for actually, is for using it in conjunction with renewable energy sources. So solar energy, wind power, whereas those type of power sources are not available 24 hours a day. There are times when there's not enough wind for power. There's not times when, the sun's down. So, solar energy is only good for half the day. They can use the batteries to basically charge up a large scale storage of energy to use during the off times when that power source is not available. So in order to continue to supply power for a populace for 24 hours. So this is something that's going to be a big step towards getting renewable energy source as a viable alternative to the current fossil fuel-based energy that's being used.
Cool.
Yay, science.
Yay, science.
And nature. Which is the same thing.
Obviously, the article went into a little bit more detail about things, but I covered the basis of it.
It'd be kind of cool if they figure out how to put this particular type of battery into consumer use For
Well, it
as far
requires
as-
big tanks of water, so...
Well, I mean, like, I don't know, like a. Never mind. I was gonna say some sort of like alternative for
Well, you
that.
could have,
Because
like-
lithium-ion batteries right now are like the main battery of choice for
a small
rechargeables.
scale version of it. I could agree would be cool.
Like a household version of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see like a house having a battery like this installed in it, kind of like you'd have a water heater, and then you
Right.
might have this battery like next to your water heater kind of thing, and that would be pretty cool. And then you could have like a solar panel on your roof and charge it up during the day, and
Right.
bam.
You're just saying you probably couldn't squeeze that kind of technology into a AA or something.
Yeah,
Not
for
with
a-
a liquid cell. At least not in
Not
the
anytime
foreseeable
near soon.
future.
Yeah, and the article gets into a lot of details of how the battery works. I'm not going to get that much into it.
Okay.
So, yeah, I just, that's a big step towards renewable energy, so I thought that was worthy news to bring up.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that was shorter than I anticipated.
Well, considering how long it took
That's
to
what
get
she said.
started,
Yay!
it's probably good.
Next.
That's what she said.
Yay!
Yay!
No.
That was shorter than I anticipated.
Womp, womp.
Maybe she needs some of those renewable batteries. Oh.
Oh! Air high five.
That's good stuff.
Yeah. Mason.
Alrighty. So, it's been known for years now that chimps are tool users.
Tools.
Some people I know.
Chimps have used...
Tool users, not tools.
Yeah. There a lot of chimps are tools, too. Don't get me wrong. Chimps are actually kind of jerks
Yeah,
most of the time.
chimps are gonna do shit.
But they've used blades of grass that they have picked and then modified from its just picked form. So it's like fish for termites to eat. There's a group. They like use rocks to crack open nuts and things like that. There's a group in Western Africa, it's still in sub-Saharan Africa, but near the Saharan border, which is desert, not desert part of Africa. For those of you out there who don't know the difference. But they're in the northwestern sub-Saharan Africa that have actually started using spears to hunt other primates. Yeah. Smaller primates, like small monkeys and lemurs and tarsiers and things like that.
Dinner-sized monkeys.
Dinner-sized monkeys, yes. Dinner-sized primates. And other animals, too. It was notable that they were hunting other primates, because,
Is that cannibalism?
no. That's same species. So if it was chimpanzees hunting chimpanzees to eat chimpanzees, that would be cannibalism.
I feel like there's some sort of like small-esque version of cannibalism happening
Well,
there.
humans also eat monkeys, so there would also be that small bit of cannibalism.
Yeah, but
there.
like not on like a commercial market.
In some countries they do.
in a lot of Africa, they do.
Oh, that's disturbing. Okay.
Why?
You've seen Indiana Jones? Chilled monkey brains?
Yeah, and that's a delicacy in certain parts of the world. Chilled monkey brains.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
That's not a joke. That's a real thing. They crack open the monkey skull at the table for you after throwing it in the fridge.
Okay.
It's like ice cream.
Why did you motorboat the monkey, Dustin?
I was shaking the image out of my head. I was.
So it has been known for a while that chimpanzees have created tool culture, as it is called. Now
Sounds like New Jersey. Hey-o! Sorry.
Actually, wait until he finishes with the story.
so now, a chimp, that has been observed for many, years. Let's see, where's her name? Oh, I can't find her name.
Monkalina.
Julie.
Yeah.
A chimp named Julie, started putting pieces of grass in her ear. She specifically selected the pieces of grass, modified them, and then stuck them in her ear. This process was then copied by other female chimps in her troop. And they started doing it when not around her. And it has also carried on since Julie's death. So chimps are now using fashion culture, essentially. They are making, in some way, they are making some form of statement, even if it's just, I like this piece of grass. They're making conscious choices to adorn themselves.
You're going to open up an Etsy store.
Yes. But yeah, so the chimps are actually making conscious choices of whether or not they wish to adorn themselves, and then basically which blades of grass they then take and then modify to their liking to adorn themselves with. So, yet again, more awesome proof that our close cousins, the chimps, are more like us than some people would like to admit.
I'm thinking this is where the whole Jersey Shore thing started.
Yeah, weird jewelry. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see them starting a trend of just leaving Q-tips in your ears.
Could have named the chimp Kim after Kardashian.
This chimp was probably named Will before the Kardashians became famous.
Probably also
like
a lot
chimps,
more. Probably
chimps
also a lot more
like,
intelligent.
There's that.
Yeah.
But chimps live 40 to 60 years. They live, quite a long time. They live almost the same length.
Longer than Kardashians.
Oh.
They don't live the healthiest life.
It's true.
Guys, they don't.
But chimps, they actually live near human lifespans, really. So
yeah, what was that one? It's like one of them got married and then 72 days later divorced for
Yeah, it was
like
Kim.
however many millions.
Yep.
And
now she's married to Kanye West,
God,
who's fucking psychotic.
he married Kim Kardashian. That's the foregone conclusion that he has to be psychotic.
I think that's
Yep.
considered failing your psychological exam right there.
Yeah. But yeah, so on the bright side, chimps are actually making fashion culture instead of just tool culture now, which means they're even closer to being human.
I smell some
and
Planet of the
taking
Apes
over
shit
planet.
coming up.
Oh my god, that movie looks so cool.
Oh, the new one?
Yeah.
Rise
I
of
haven't
the
seen
Planet of the
the
Apes?
last one yet, still.
Well, it's like, okay, you got Planet of the Apes and you got Gary Oldman.
Yeah.
How can you not win at that?
And Gary Oldman's the bad guy.
Oh, he makes such a good bad guy.
Yes, he does.
You can play any role you put him in.
Yeah. But he makes a great bad guy. I mean, have you seen Leon, right?
I've seen,
The Professional.
yes,
Yeah.
and Book of Eli.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bram Stoker's Dracula,
I just watched
Lost in
Book of
Space.
Eli.
This week, actually, again.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Fifth Element.
I'm like, I like this movie, and I forgot about it. I should watch this again.
I think my favorite scene in the entire movie, spoiler alert, is when they, I know the movie's like 5-6 years old now.
Yeah.
But, is when they walk in, when they realize they're in the cannibal house.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's like my favorite scene in the whole movie. Like, oh, that's not good.
No.
Kind of reminded me of Six String Samurai.
See, that's why in a post-apocalypse setting, boys and girls, you always have at least 2 or 3 concealed weapons on you. Mm-hmm. Like a
And if
pistol or
somebody
knife.
offers you lunch, you say no, or it's you.
Yeah. So you just, you always make sure that you have like at least like a knife and a firearm always concealed on your person. Minimum of 1 each, preferably at least 2.
No, I always thought it was funny that
Hold on.
beautiful.
So soon.
Huh?
Hey.
Hey, it would have been better if you hadn't said, hold on.
It's true. And if I hadn't had to point at your laptop to get you to do it.
Whatever.
He was being educational.
And I am looking at you, Copel, because I know you just picked up Fallout New Vegas. So remember, post-apocalyptic settings, never put down your guns.
He's also military.
He probably knows that.
Yeah, he's. I'm hoping that there's some sort of secret military preparedness plan for a zombie apocalypse
I
or a
think they've
robot
admitted there
takeover.
is.
Actually, the zombie apocalypse preparedness plan is a thing.
Yeah,
They use it
admitted
for training people in
It's
disaster management groups.
yeah, it's not
Oh, God. We're gonna regret this.
It's not because they actually think zombies are going to come. It's just kind of a funny thing.
Yeah.
To get people to...
By the way, they took away the monetization of the last YouTube video I put up because we used the fucking was not was dinosaur song.
Oh, whatever.
Wow.
Like, we're making a lot of money.
I know. We're at like 64 cents.
Yes!
Ballin'. Make
Actually-
it rain up in here.
Ow, he's throwing pennies at me! Let's make it hail.
Yeah.
Make it hell.
No. Ow.
Mickey, you're next.
Yes, I know. I've been waiting for you guys to stop talking about, like, weather and shit. Because the making... I don't know.
Yeah, I got it.
So you guys, I have a new favorite spirit animal. It's super cute. They discovered a new species of manimal?
Manimal?
Manimal.
Mammal.
Yep, I'm just going with that. Yep, manimal in Africa. It is a new species of round-eared sengi or elephant shrew, and it's the smallest of all 19 known species. And they've named it the Etindeca round-eared sengi. It's super freaking cute. So they're about the size of a mouse, but they're actually more closely related to elephants than they are to rodents. And they use their little tiny trunk noses to hunt bugs.
Proboscis.
What, proboscis?
Yeah.
Is it a proboscis for mammals too?
I thought it was proboscis.
I think Mason would know.
Biscus, buscus.
Mason would.
Potato.
Potato.
Science.
Anybody who pronounces potato is wrong.
Yeah, I know. We're from Idaho. We're like authority figures in
I always just call them
pronunciation.
taters.
Well, so are the Irish.
Yeah.
That's because you eat tater tots constantly.
Love
So
my
Mason's
taters.
double. He's double, so...
But I'm not
tater
from
tots.
Idaho. I'm from California.
But
We've been here long enough.
I was saying, but also, however, California is also the largest producer of red potatoes in the United States.
Let's see, now he's tripling it up.
So elephant shrews, you guys. They weigh between 18 and 42 grams. Tiny. And the 42 grams one was a pregnant female.
Oh.
So, yeah, they're tiny. And they're only about 190 millimeters long, including the tail. Itty bitty. I'm sorry, they're so cute.
That's up to about 8 inches for the non-metric people in the audience.
Tiny. Like, including the tail.
Yeah.
And their tail looks easily as long as their body. They're super cool shaped. They're shaped like teardrops with cute little trunk noses. And they're darker on top and lighter on the bottom. Because, you know, lighter colored bellies are adorable. I know that's the evolutionary reason for them.
They're good for rubbing.
Yep, they're good for rubbing. If the critter will let you. So they live in the gravel plains of the distinctively reddish-colored Etindeca geological formation in the Namib Desert, which is where they got their name from. And they are reproductively isolated from other species of the same critter, which is interesting. Genetically, they're...
Speciation.
He did a dance, you guys. You couldn't see it, but he did a dance. Sorry, you needed a top hat for that.
That's a new ringtone right there.
Yeah, no kidding.
Hello, my honey. Hello, my darling. Hello, my ragtime gal.
Yeah, but basically they're very genetically different from the other members of the genus, and that's pretty cool. They're named for mikros, which is the Greek word meaning small. So, it's the third new elephant shrew species discovered in the wild in the last decade. So that's kind of cool. But check out the link. They're freaking adorable.
They are pretty,
They're my new favorite.
There is no neck.
No, it's just
head
head
and
and body and super cute snout and giant whiskers, which are, maybe they got this picture of them running around.
Did you see that dog that was born with a deformity that has no neck?
No.
There's a video of it on YouTube, and
Shout outs.
it's just this poor dog that was born with a deformity, and he can't turn his head, so he has to like pivot to look around. And
Is he a bulldog by chance?
No, it's some sort of shepherd. It looks like, or maybe even because it's long haired, but it's not like small enough to be a small dog, but
It's
Not
a
small
medium,
like it should be in
enough to be
the
a small
35,
dog.
40 pound range.
medium
like
dog.
that.
Medium-sized dog.
But this poor dog was born with a deformity, and he's hilarious. And sometimes he can't keep his balance, so sometimes he'll just flop over.
Oh, buddy.
But
If you were born into the wild.
but yeah, seriously, has no
He
neck.
wouldn't have survived.
It was some sort of spinal deformity that caused it to be that way. Like its neck is fused, like it's part of its spine is fused together, so it can't pivot its
Pig,
head.
the dog with no
yeah,
neck.
Pig. That's his name.
Is it a frog? Is it a gorilla? No, it's Pig the dog. Wow, Pig the dog. It's not bad enough he was born without a neck. You gotta name him Pig.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like one though. I mean, his overall shape.
Show me pictures. Show me pictures. Oh, let's got his videos. Lame.
It's just the video of him playing with other dogs, and the dogs don't like shun him or anything. They just play with him.
Dogs are actually pretty accepting.
They are.
Kind of
He
reminds me of the
hops around
two-legged
like
dog.
a frog. Aw. Oh, it's a she. Oh, poor Pig. They said none of the vets who take care of her have ever seen another animal with the same condition. Nope. Crazy. We'll post the link.
Yeah, pick the dog. We'll put the YouTube video up, and do the thing. It's adorable. It really is. So I guess Shrew could make buddies with Pig.
Oh
and
my god, they would be the cutest friends.
They would just sit there and pivot 90-degree angles, and
Yeah.
of course, then again, this Shrew's neck could just be hitting under mounds of
It
fur.
looks pretty no-necky.
It probably has a neck. It's probably just a very short.
Yeah, I don't think its head does a whole lot of rotating. Yeah. Anyway.
All right. So onward from Shrew.
Yes.
Boom.
Okay. So I found an article. This one comes from a website called thehealthsite.com. And it is simply titled, Playing Violent Video Games Teach Children Good Behavior. I should just end it right there and say fuck you all for whoever say otherwise.
Mic drop.
But
Yeah.
but I will read it here for you. It's pretty short. So basically what the article comes down to basically telling you is that, and I think this chat just goes for in general for all humans, is that when you're playing a video game, say like Call of Duty or Grand Theft Auto or something, if you make an immoral decision in the game, that you actually feel a little bit of guilt for the decision that you've made. And they've done studies on it and stuff. Let's see. Committing immoral behavior in video games elicits feelings of guilt in players, and such guilt can lead them to more sensitive and moral issues they violated during gameplay, the finding showed. Rather than leading players to become less moral, the research suggests that violent video game play may actually lead to an increased moral sensitivity, said Matthew Grizzard, assistant professor of the University of Buffalo in the U.S. This may, as it does in real life, provoke players to engage in voluntary behavior that benefits others. Researchers induced guilt in participants by having them play a video game where they violated 2 of 5 moral domains: care harm, fairness, reciprocity, in-group loyalty, respect for authority, and purity sanctity. We found after a subject played violent video game, they felt guilty, and that guilt was associated with greater sensitivity toward the particular domains they violated. Those of care harm and fairness. What's the word?
Reciprocity.
It's a hard word for me for some reason. Grizzard said, the study appears online in the Journal of Cyber Psychology, Behavior, and Social Networking. So, I can imagine that this study probably doesn't in particular go towards games such as like Mortal Kombat.
The game has to have
it has to have a storyline.
It has to have a storyline, has to have moral decisions that you can make.
Yes. Good example of that, the Walking Dead game. That's kind of a point and click adventure, but you're like forced to make a decision within like seconds, otherwise it could change the outcome of the game.
Right.
You have to make really hard moral decisions in that game. I've played chapter 1 of it. And it's by Telltale Games. If you haven't played it, go play it. It's awesome. But I remember specifically, there's a scene in the game where you're defending a store, and you're kind of solving the puzzle, and there's a part where the zombies start to break in, and you're come to make a decision. You have about 10 seconds to make it, to save 1 or 2. There's a lady to your right and a guy to your left, and you basically have a decision to make because you can only save one of them. And basically, you just choose one or the other, and
yeah,
that whatever you choose is going to be the outcome of the game. But yeah, so that makes sense to me. It's made that kind of sense to me for a long time.
Yeah. Well, I'll say another example.
But that's not near as fun to report in the media.
No.
Kind of like pit bulls. It's like pit bulls. I'm telling you, everybody just wants to talk about how everything's shitty and
Yeah. Well, it's like
look at things.
I just finished up Far Cry 3. And very violent video game. You kill a lot of people. And they're, mind you, identifiably bad people. Mm-hmm. They are pirates and mercenaries working for a drug kingpin and slaver. Or human trafficking as slaving is called nowadays, to try to make it, not sound like slavery. And at the end of the story, oh, by the way, spoiler alert. Also, the game's been out for 3 freaking years, so
not spoiler alert.
So not spoiler alert. I admit when I'll play video games years later, just because I can get them cheaper on Steam.
Good reason.
You have to make a choice between staying with the tribe that's helped you kill all these people and get your friends back, or going with your friends. To stay with the tribe, you have to kill your friends, though.
So what happens if you go with your friends?
Well, one of the other NPCs, the NPC who's kind of supposed to be your love interest is like, but we were going to rule together and all this other stuff, and then like she kind of gets out of your way. Another NPC was the one who started helping you right at first, comes up and tries to stab at you with a knife, and she steps in and intervenes, and then you leave with your friends. The other option is to stay with the tribe, and I don't know what happens because I haven't played through the game a second time, because I have to play through the whole game a second time to see the other ending. Fuck you, Ubisoft.
It's called replay value, man.
Oh, right. I just wanted, or give me some cheat codes so I can just God mode it the second time.
Just go to YouTube and watch the alternate editing.
Yeah, that's probably what I'll actually do. Quite honestly. Because, it was fun, but I'm going to take a break for a few months before I play it again, probably. At least a few months. But, I left with my friends. Now, like, the thing is like, they made a binary choice for you in that game, which there should have been a third option of not kill your friends and let them go and stay. At least in my opinion. But there was no way to get that option. Mm-hmm. Because that's what I thought was going to happen. That's what, if I would have been given the moral choice, that's what I would have done. Because one of the things that the character talks about in the outro as when you leave with your friends is that I've become a horrible person. I've lost count of how many people I've murdered. Mm-hmm. I've done a lot of horrible shit to survive and get my friends out of a horrible situation. He did do it technically for the right reasons. I mean, he was killing pirates and slavers and drug dealers. It's not like these were good people, and they were trying to sell his friends into slavery. He was doing it all for the right reasons, but he also did a lot of bad shit if you look at it, because it was a lot of cold-blooded murder, and I was pretty liberal with my C4 and grenades. And my flamethrower, rocket launcher, grenade. I like to explode. I like blowing things up. I'll admit. But when you look at those, you have to. You're forced into a moral choice there at the end, and you have to either pick. You have to pick one of two moral paths, and that kind of morality makes you think about that kind of thing, and. Also, one of the things, like what I noticed with it was I picked a very civilized morality of saving my friends. I took the very non-Nietzsche choice and saved my friends instead of just glorifying my own power and abilities, which is what a more Nietzschean choice. The staying with Citra would have given you a more Nietzschean choice whereas I took a much less Nietzschean choice, and went with my friends. And not that I wanted her to die or anything. That was a cutscene I couldn't help. But yeah, like whenever you have to make a moral choice like that at the end of violence, I've been sitting here justifying the character's violence by talking about how these are bad people and he was doing it for the right reasons of saving people. But in the end, the character is a murderer by society's standards, because these people should have been brought to justice, but he wasn't in a situation where bringing him to justice was possible, being stuck on an island that they were the drug kingpin / slaver was the authority on. So there was no higher court to bring them to, but
higher court of my gun.
Yeah.
Higher court.
A higher court of a silenced sniper
I
rifle.
believe that's called Judge Dredd.
Yeah.
Lol.
I am the law.
So
I have to say the new Judge Dredd movie was good.
It was pretty good.
But I am the law will forever be Judge Dredd now because of just how he said that line.
yeah, I watched part of Far Cry 3.
Yeah.
Just like I watched somebody play it. Didn't see the end of it though. I actually would have chose to kill my friends because they all seemed like a bunch of douches to me.
Yeah, but that's no reason to kill somebody just because they're a douche.
The problem is that's no reason to kill him. And they were all kind of that.
Well, even the guy you're playing, I was like,
say, Brody,
wow, he is such a douche.
Jason Brody's act. The thing is like
They're like all douches.
Like Jason Brody. Like, they're all kind of a little shallow, but the thing is that one of the things like. Yeah.
Broke him.
But they're all douches.
Science and philosophy bless non-American game publishers. Because without them, there wouldn't be a mirror held up to America that America doesn't want to look at and then dismisses because it's in a video game. And Ubisoft is great for it. Far Cry 3, like Mike just said, these characters are all kind of douches. They're all Americans, and they're all very stereotypical Americans.
Wink, wink.
Jason Brody, the character you play, grows up a lot by the end of it because of what he's forced to do. Because by the end, he's not really being a douche anymore.
Kind of like Arrow.
Yeah. And then like Watch Dogs is the same way. Because Watch Dogs is looking at like America, the information state, America, the corporate owned state that some people fear America is becoming. And like, it's not completely corporate owned yet. But like when you hold up like Aiden Pierce, the main character. Oh, by the way, spoiler alert for Watch Dogs, and it's a relatively new game, so honest spoiler alert. Aiden's kind of an asshole. The character you play, he's a hacker who's still using his hacking abilities, still stealing from the general populace to fund his crusade against trying to find the people who ordered the hit on him that ended up killing his niece. And he's willing to wreck Chicago, an entire city, for vengeance. And, because if you do it the way I'm playing the game, because I'm kind of stuck on a mission in Watch Dogs, because it involves a lot of driving and, yeah, computers aren't great for driving games. But he's kind of like the way I'm playing it, people were like okay with me because I run around and stop crimes. I run around and beat the tar out of petty criminals, but I am excused of my own crimes because I have a higher purpose. So but these people don't necessarily know, but they don't really recognize that you're the one stealing from them and stuff. So, but yeah, it's, it's kind of one of those, the mirror gets held up at America, and America usually blinks when it does this. Another good example is thank you, Rockstar Scotland, for the Grand Theft Auto games.
One of the first examples that popped up in my brain was Call of Duty Black Ops, the opening sequence where you're basically, if you're playing single player mode, you actually get, I'm pretty sure it was Black Ops, but the opening sequence of the game is when you basically come into an airport, you're playing an undercover agent who's a part of this international mob cartel type thing that you're trying to take down, and you walk into an airport and you just start shooting the place up.
Yeah.
Just innocent people, and people are running and dying, and you're just basically watching it happen, and you're actually forced to shoot somebody at some point.
Yeah.
There's actually an option at the very beginning of the game that you can actually tell yourself you really want to play this part of the game, or you can skip it.
Yeah.
Because it's a huge moral thing.
Yeah.
And which was great marketing on their part, but
Yeah.
but yeah,
Well,
when you're put into that moral,
the problem is that EA lets you wimp out of it, whereas Ubisoft and Rockstar don't let you wimp out of looking at the perceptions of America from outsiders.
I don't think it's not EA. EA is Battlefield, I think.
Activision, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Battlefield and Call of Duty, 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. Battlefield has better graphics. Oh, right, it's because they update the engine on a regular basis. Yeah, but Activision let you shy away from that, from having to look at that.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is that, like, are there Americans embedded in places that may have to do that? Yeah. Are they told to do it? Yeah. Like, the government thinks that it has a moral high ground that it's standing on that allows them to do that kind of stuff.
Well, so that whole theory, like, what's a few lives to save an entire country or something like that.
Right. But then you have to question, is a government a thing or not? Is a country a thing or not? And yeah. So is an individual life worth more than a name on a piece of paper?
I'm telling you, we just need to do a podcast on this.
So, sorry. But anyway,
there's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah. So yeah, moral choices in video games, you feel them. You do feel them as strongly as any other moral choice you make. And that's because you're making a moral choice. Your brain doesn't know the difference in the morals part of your brain doesn't know the difference between fantasy and reality. It just knows morals.
Mm-hmm.
So you're making a moral choice. It feels the same. And it's up to other parts of your brain to rationalize it.
Agreed.
Yeah. Okay. Done. Sorry.
I love it. Okay. I can only think of a couple other side newses. One of them was,
Poop. Poop, 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 poop.
Oh, that was the third one then.
Oh, okay. I'll let people continue wondering. Go ahead.
If you want to know more, go to our Nerd Effect Facebook page. The link is there. Poop. Second one was, Fleshlight iPad adapter.
Oh, yeah.
God bless America. You can look up that one yourselves, but I thought that was funny as shit. And the last one is that I almost made this my normal news story, but it's more of like just an update to the Reading Rainbow kicker. And by the time we would have reported it,
It's already too late.
It's already been too late. So, Seth MacFarlane, creator of Family Guy.
All things good in this world.
A lot of things good in this world.
Yes.
Not all things.
No, but a very large number of them for one person.
True.
Fellow
Star Wars nerd.
As I say, regardless of your personal thoughts on the guy is awesome in my opinion, but a lot of people don't like him for Family Guy for whatever reason.
Well, Family Guy, avowed atheists, public about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
making fun of everything.
Yes.
So not only is he the producer of Cosmos,
yeah,
he is also willing to donate dollar for dollar from, I think it was a few days ago,
It was
basically
from-
the last week of
Basically, it was from 4 million on.
yeah. For every dollar that was donated up to $1 million, he will match it.
Yeah. So basically, if Reading Rainbow got to its full 5 million, it would end up with 6. If it got to 4.5, it would end up with 5.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Which is pretty damn cool.
yes.
You're a good man, Seth.
Yep.
Man, I don't care what they say about you. But I thought that was some pretty cool side news. I hope they hit the 5 mil.
Yes. So do I.
Keep that shit free, baby.
Yeah. Or free to more schools.
Free to more schools. Yeah.
Yes.
It sounded like they were going to do an online version for free.
Yeah.
Well, I think that was the initial goal, right?
Yeah.
That was just the 1 million that they were going to do an online thing that you could subscribe to, or and some particular low income schools would get it.
Yeah.
At 5 million, I
Like
think it was basically
7,500 schools were getting it for free.
yeah, it was like the majority of them would get it for free
Yeah.
at this point.
Bam.
Yeah, because it's all just elementary schools. I mean, not that I'd probably still watch some Reading Rainbow,
Oh, fuck yeah.
but there is a nostalgia factor for me when it comes to watching some Reading Rainbow. But they don't do young adult books, so no junior high, no high school stuff. So 7,500 elementary schools is a pretty good chunk of the U.S. So
I also heard I saw some news about a week ago. I didn't report it because it wasn't 100% confirmed, but there was rumor floating around that Bill Nye was supposed to bring back Bill Nye the Science Guy too,
that would also be awesome.
which would be insane. And if he was smart about it,
I would subscribe to that
Yes.
so freaking quick.
A, I would subscribe to it. B, he should not bring it to TV.
No.
He should produce it on the Nerdist network.
Or, well, just on the internet.
Yeah.
I mean,
The
Bill
YouTube-
Nye's famous enough that he would not necessarily need, like, Nerdist Network or something like that
But
behind
I think
him.
he likes using them because he's done stuff for Nerdist before.
Right.
And and I think Neil Tyson actually has a small show on Nerdist too. So I think that would be kind of cool to have both of them on.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying he's big enough that he wouldn't need a network.
Yeah. I remember I did read something about that, and it's like, it's nothing confirmed, but he's talking to people. It's in the works. And
Okay.
I know he still has,
was
has rights to the name of the show.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it's
So
his
it's all
name.
in his name, so it's all
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, and it was basically him saying like he let something slip. Like it was something in his wording that made it sound like he was going to bring it back. So
It would be cool if he did. We need it.
yes.
As much as I love Mythbusters, they go through, like, I mean, Adam even admits they don't do science.
Yeah, I was gonna say they've openly admitted it's not a science show.
Right. Whereas, but if you had Mythbusters, Reading Rainbow, and Bill Nye the Science Guy all around, we could raise ourselves some smart kids. Teach them to think critically, enjoy literature, explore the universe. Geez, that would be terrible. No, wait, no, that's awesome. Sorry.
Okay. No, wait, it's that,
I had the wrong word
it's
there.
that other thing. It's okay.
Yeah,
okay.
it's that other thing. Awesome. Yeah.
That's the one.
So, yeah.
All right.
I need to sing my word song again.
No, not right now.
Any other side news?
Yes, poop.
Poop.
Also, your face.
Same thing.
Oh.
Yeah,
I don't have it pulled up because my freaking
that whole video was
browser crashed on me.
photoshopped. Dustin's face is actually
Poop.
poop. Yeah.
Petrified poop.
Petrified poop. More precisely and correctly known as a coprolite. They found a really, really old one. It's probably actually Neanderthal.
Oh, Mason's gonna report it anyway.
Yeah.
All right, go.
And so, yeah, they are now looking at what early humans, specifically Homo sapien neanderthalensis, ate, and they've actually discovered that that Neanderthals ate more grains and veggies than we originally thought they did.
Suck it, paleo diet.
Yeah, basically, suck it, paleo diet. You're wrong again. So yeah. Anyway, however, I haven't read much more about it.
They dissected it and they're like, corn didn't even exist yet. How is this in here?
Because it's corn and poop.
I just like to suck at paleo that part, but okay, I'll go with the rest too.
Yeah. So anyway, listen to the podcast or look up some articles about it if you want to hear more about petrified poop.
Because who
AKA a
doesn't?
coprolite.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, never mind.
What? You can't.
You can actually polish coprolites, and people have done that and used them as jewelry.
Well, once it's petrified, it's pretty much dirt at that point. But
Pretty much rock, actually.
Yeah, it's wrong.
But that would be kind of interesting to see how many looks you would get for running
Yeah.
around with poop around your neck or in your ears.
Shiny, shiny poop.
Shiny poop.
Shiny poop.
Shiny polished poop.
And they did, speaking of Myth Brothers, did prove you can't polish dirt.
Yes. And there's actually a whole fad or hobby in Japan of poop polishing.
Of course
How this
there
show
is.
went off the rails.
Hey, this is all informative. It is
We
news.
have rails?
No, we don't.
No.
Well, we have to have rails somewhere, because else how are we going to get off of that?
That's true.
Yeah.
We
They
just
don't
start.
last long, but they're there.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're about 10 feet.
A lot of quarters on the tracks.
All right.
All right.
Shall we end
Are
this
we good?
thing?
Yeah.
Anybody else
Yeah.
have any news?
Nope.
Side news? Side news? Side just going once?
Quasar that's so compressed that it is basically a diamond. It's pretty freaking amazing. Makes me think, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's just a
Or
little...
they are a
thing
girl's
I saw.
best friend.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But one the size of the planet Earth, that's going to win you some booty right there.
Because having enough money to buy it wouldn't be enough.
Hey, I found out that there's... Oh, shit. What was the article? There's a small town, a small one-bar town that's up for sale for $400,000 right now.
That's like 4 houses.
Yeah, no, it's not.
That's nothing. How? Wow.
For really small houses.
Yeah.
Yeah. $100,000 homes are pretty small.
As I say, my house isn't the largest, and it was 150.
The whole town.
Yeah, the whole town. Mm-hmm. Buy the town, name yourself mayor for life, become a dictator.
Well,
Secede from the union.
Don't see these things.
Why? It's kind of funny.
Yeah. until
small
you see
town in
these
South
things, like-
Dakota for $400,000.
And they're like, oh shit, where are roads
Yeah,
going?
South
to?
Dakota. I'm going to pass.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out which... Oh, Sweat is the name of the town.
Of course.
SWETT. Lance Benson is the sole owner of Sweat, an unincorporated hamlet in Bennett County for about 2 hours east of Rapid City. Jesus, I'm reading this weird. Okay. Benson, who owns a traveling concessions business, put the town on the market last week. Benson sells the Rapid City Journal to the town used to have a population of 40 people decades ago, as well as a post office, a few houses, and a grocery store. Now the town is just a bar, workshop, 3 trailers, and a house. He and his wife still live there. He says ownership of the town concentrated to a single person over the years. Benson bought it in 1998.
Alrighty then.
What do you get if you own a town?
A bar, a trailer, a workshop,
And a house.
and a house.
He's basically selling his property.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It just happens to be an unincorporated hamlet.
Yep. Because nobody lives there anymore.
Yeah.
They all moved out.
Sounds like tax-wise that would be really fun.
Whole town for $400,000? Why not? I turned it into a $400,000 arcade.
There you go.
It's a dance club out in the middle of nowhere.
And then you could do that 24/7 too, because you'd be able to...
Nobody around.
Well, no, but even if there was people around, you own it. You could write the noise ordinance.
Yep.
Lol. Call it Nerdsville.
Can you rename it? Is that part of the town?
I don't know, can you?
Probably.
It's unincorporated.
Could. Yeah.
Well, that just means it's not platted, it's not...
Right. You could rename it. So, but I would leave the name Sweat, and then I'd make my town theme song Sweat Boingo Boingo.
Wait. It says it comes with a shop, right? Like
Yes.
a workshop?
Yeah.
Is that a sweatshop?
Yeah.
Oh!
If they called it the sweatshop, that would be...
No, that's what
even
you call the
funnier.
bar when you turn it into a nightclub.
Oh! Why are we not funding this? I'm gonna start
Because it's in South Dakota, and I don't think a dance club would
nobody
go over
wants
Fuck
very
that
well.
noise.
Yeah.
call it the sweatshop. That's beautiful. All
You're
right,
welcome.
let's end this.
All right.
Okay. So, this has been the Nerd Effect News Show. We have been,
Malcolm Morgan.
Mason, Ireland.
Nikki Prindle.
and I am Dustin Vancouver, and we will catch you guys next week.